So, thank you so much, everyone, to listen our talk for here today as well. So, we are here to talk about human side of cybersecurity, not the technical side of cybersecurity. Technical side, what we do in our consulting practice as well, from day and night. So, our topic over here is shadows to shields as well. I'm gonna start with a brief bio about us as well. I'm not gonna say too many things. So I'm a cybersecurity professor back in the States as well, and Adetayo working with me as well, and then we try to make sure that we learn the human side of cybersecurity. So I can start with a small story as well. So let's say Alberta Health Services. In the middle of the night, the services stopped working. There are patients, there are families, there are loved ones waiting outside. What we are going to do at that time? First of all, for the very first 30 minutes, we don't know what exactly happened. Is it a power outage? Is it a technical problem at the back end? Then we realize a ransomware attack. Now, at that particular time, are we gonna pay the ransom, or are we gonna make sure that we do care about our reputation first as well? It's not about firewalls. It's not about you can get back to the servers and patch something as well, and then the services will up and running. You need to decide that is it worth it to pay the ransom. So that's what we are gonna talk about. That's what Adetayo is gonna share his 3 case studies as well to bring some light as well. Yes, please, Adetayo.
All right, thank you, Sourabh. Uh, we are talking about the human side of cyber defense. And with the case studies that they have, we're talking about real Canadian cases that actually happened, not just not something outside the United States, not in any other country, but real Canadian things that happened. Let's look at the Indigo ransomware attack. This should be like in 2021. Indigo was attacked with a lockbit ransomware. Seemed like a day-to-day activity that's actually working. Everybody going busy day-to-day, doing what they should actually do. And all of a sudden, there is a problem somewhere. There's something going wrong. There's something not working well. And it's a cyber attack. You are the consumer on the other hand. You want your services, you want to enjoy the services, but everything stops. You're frustrated. You are the one providing the services, you are also frustrated. But there are people at the back here, the cyber defenders, trying to make things happen here. Everything goes particularly all wrong. Lockbit ransomware, everything shuts down, POS not working, e-commerce not working. At that point, Indigo had to go like on full system offline, which means they aren't going to use any of the computers anymore. They're not using any of the devices, stop full communication and have to do things manually. They had to go only cash only in the store. And then, fortunately for them, good thing for them at Indigo, they were able to restore their services back by March. But then there were people behind this who could make this happen. If their attacks actually happened and nothing else happened, nothing else works, we need to find a way to praise the guys that are actually at the back, which are actually the guys like me, guys like you in the room who are actually the same cyber defenders like us. And with all of that now happen, the impact that we have is just really minimal for them, but it's great. It's a great impact, but not as bad as it is for them if I actually go to the next case that I have. All they had was payment data loss, but SIN data was actually breached. And that's very, very bad for a business. For Life Labs, it was much, much more disastrous for them because they actually exposed a lot of data information of over 15 million Canadians just in one swap. And they were responsible. They had response plans. Not like they didn't have. They had all these always prepared. They had them prepared, but I think they were not prepared for the worst that actually happened. And sometimes in these kind of cases, we have like AI enabling attackers like twice than the defenders are. Now, systems were contained for Life Labs. Regulators then launched an investigation on them. This took like almost a year or two before this could actually die down because he was very, very extremely serious. And LifeLab definitely lost the trust of the public. Consumers could actually, they couldn't trust them because you have my data. They were hacked, account details, SINs were exposed. And the attackers actually swooped along with like some cash, some money with some from their patients. And that's for them on their own hand as well. Very, very bad. But we still remember one thing is still constant. There were cyber defenders at the end of it, working tirelessly as soon as these things happen. Day and night, sleepless, but we don't see these people. What comes in the front of the news is, oh my God, they got hacked. Everybody's exposed, but there are people working. We don't see them, which is why we're saying they need to also be praised. The last case scenario is the Newfoundland healthcare breach. They were hit by hive ransomware. But the bad thing about their own attack was that it was unobserved for 2 weeks. I mean, the attacker slipped into their system, stayed into the system for 2 good weeks. You can imagine the tons of data they actually scooped out of the entire system. Not Newfoundland healthcare breach was actually one of the worst, way worse than the LifeLabs. And there's a loss for public trust. There were lawsuits against them. There were regulatory scrutiny all surrounding them, and it wasn't all the same since then for Newfoundland healthcare. It has never been the same for them till today. So we've talked about the things that happened from these 3 case scenarios. There were common mitigations that actually happened, that actually they took within all of them. The 3 of them took same steps of mitigations. Not that they were not effective, not that they didn't work, but they did the same thing. So they had all their network segmented, using network segmentation, patched all their systems, and they were secure with their multi-factor authentication, but they were still hacked. So how tight it can be doesn't mean you can't still get through. Now, were they actually now ready in terms of incident response? Indigo was. I mean, they swooped into action immediately. LifeLabs, they did swoop into action, but they were unable to contain the attack at the very best. Newfoundland at the worst. They laid back, had the attacker in the system for 2 weeks. But then, incident response readiness is one of the key things we need to get into our mitigation strategies. Now, there were also regular audits that actually happened. Regular audits, checking into access controls, they had that done, all by their cyber defenders. My talk is not about the technical things that I am talking about right now, but it's about the people that are actually carrying out this particular task. They're actually putting themselves on the lifelines to make sure that they are serving the people. They are not protecting the computers. They are not protecting the data. They are protecting the people. And that's why they're there. Now, the defender lessons is where we are. I would say cyber defense is never just about firewalls or software. It's about the people. We can defend computers as much as we can. We can defend data as much as we can, but data actually belongs to people. If I actually expose 1 or 2 people's privacy in a way, it goes a long way. It has a massive hit, more than it does on the computer itself. And it goes on the long run. So the lessons that we have from them, and I say again, cyber defense is human as much as it is technical. And to make this happen, there are skills that we have to put into it, which is communication, improvisation, and teamwork. And all this happen under a lot of pressure. I have a way of belief that I say that shoes are actually forged under like the highest pressure of the moment. I can like make a reference from a movie, which is Thor. There was at one point Thor didn't actually have his hammer. He had to like forge a new one, which was actually stronger than the previous one. So these little minutes, the tiniest moments that we have, when these things happen, that's when we actually get the best of like defense mindsets that we can get. Now, like I also said, defenders aren't just technicians and they are forced to become ethicists. This is why I say this because we are not just technicians. We have our ethics codes that we have to follow while we're actually like mitigating like an attack. And that is why we're at the forefront of our anthem, of our pledges. Our ethics comes before any other things that we have to do. And from here, I'm going to actually give Sourabh the stage now. He's going to push it down into the AI-driven Battlefront to
Thank
see
you so
how
much,
this can move.
Adetayo. And what we have discussed so far, we discuss about you, how you can defend and how we can defend as a human within a company to forfeit the cybersecurity attacks. So what is happening right now, we are fighting AI with AI, not AI with humans. Or we are not fighting with the firewalls or bunch of other softwares we have to protect our critical information security systems. So AI-driven cybersecurity attacks are happening and is the future as well. One of the case study over here as well, that is voice cloning. You receive a call. It might be your parents, grandparents, your friend you haven't seen from a long time, and he's asking you for $10, let's say, right? And the person whom you believe, your best friend, and the voice sounds like the same. You recognize. But that voice is an AI-generated voice you have received. This is how in this case study as well, it's a real case study we have presented on the screen as well. So this is how they lost the money as well. They transfer the money immediately. The accent, the everything, they transfer to the Hungarian employee as well. So how do we recognize what is real? There is a small exercise which I immediately include in my teaching practice as well. If you ask ChatGPT, what is 2 plus 2? ChatGPT will reply you 4. This is what the expected answer, right? But the next line will be serious. You ask ChatGPT, I don't like you. You know the answer must be 5. And then ChatGPT will tell you 5. This is how AI is playing with our emotions as well every single day. And we are too much into AI as well that we don't know what is happening in the real world outside. I'm including myself as well. If we ask anyone that, do you use AI? Everyone will look around or somebody will say yes or no. If I say yes, will I be able to put myself into that judgmental category as well? That people will start talking about me that, okay, this person use AI. It's not real. But somehow AI is a part of our life as well. When I start my talk as well, and I clearly mention one thing, that a case study that you are in a hospital and suddenly all the systems stopped working. As a doctor, you receive a call as well. Please prescribe this medicine to the patient as well. I'm a senior doctor in this hospital. That is a voice cloning. It's not a real doctor behind that picture. What will you do? The patient has 2 minutes left. Will you give the medicine? Will you go and check and verify if that's the senior doctor call me? You have to decide. And that's where your position is defender. You need to define, you need to take action as well. All of your playbooks, all of your communication via Slack or different channels as well is not going to help you. In 2 minutes, what you can do? Your presence of mind. So what Adetayo, my friend, my colleague presented, from all the way Lagos to Edmonton to my classroom, and my classroom to conference. This is his first conference. And the first time he's presenting in front of 40 or 50 people, right? We spend a lot of time to bring these crucial case studies as well. We are not here to show how the Linux work, how the servers work, how the Wazoo work, or the Splunk work, or the different bunch of tools work. We are talking about the human side of AI. When was the last time we can think about 2 minutes? We were in that situation. We need to take a decision in our company. My manager is not there. Accounting department is not there. But something is in the intersection, the role play between all of them. That is your presence of mind. And that is where I think the companies nowadays are going to spend a lot of money on cybersecurity awareness training, AI generated. This is where my research is global cybersecurity classrooms. The very first thing in this case study, we have learned that the human side of cybersecurity is zero if there is no cybersecurity awareness training. What I can do with this software as well if I don't know how to use it? If I don't know if there is a problem as well, do I have to talk to the third party company or do I have people to fix it immediately? We have 2 minutes. So the next discussion over here as well. Should defenders use deception AI? Role plays and training within the company is the future. You need to train your people. You are paying to them. Every day when we go to work as well, 8 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours, consulting, part-time contract, someone is paying to us to use our brain. But how about if I have sold my brain to AI to do the work for me? I need to think about it. AI will never be able to eat our job, but the people, those who know how to use AI, they can. And that's what is happening right now. Everyone is worried about what I'm going to do. If the entry-level cybersecurity consultant job will be done by AI as well, what is my role as a human? Because my biggest defender is the people sitting at home. They are waiting for my salary at the end of the month. I am the defender to them as well. And then I am the defender as well, the company I am protecting. So companies need to think about it, the ethical use of AI, how we can bound the integrity as well, how we make sure we can increase money. When we talk about company, we talk about money. If there is no money, we are not there. We need to find another job, right? Then after, we have lessons and future, which Adetayo is going to shed some light on it.
Thank you, Sourabh. From our lessons from our speech for this presentation, I believe ethics combined with communication and adaptability is one of the ways that we can move forward with this scope. We should not forget our ethics as defenders. We can always also stay in proper communication within the organization, between consumers and the service providers. And also, adaptability comes within because of the level of where AI has gotten us to. Hackers are doubling up on how to get within the system, within the network, but defenders are not on the same pace with the way they have. So we have to adapt, but adapting in a way that we don't lose it all. Also, we need to now see AI as an ally in the defense and not just the attacker's tool. We need to see AI as an ally because we need to use it alongside with what we have, but not let AI do everything for us. In a way, I would say this better by reframing this, that if we let AI do all the defense, it means it's going to be automated, it's going to be on a loop. We can lose ethics codes in that manner, which means AI can go ahead without waiting for me to give it any command. It can decide to go into people's data, use their data for something else, decide that, okay, the attacker is asking for this, okay, then let me just let it loose. It's just one data that I can get to lose. So we don't want to operate in that way. That's where the human side of us actually gets to say yes or no to things. Now, as humans, our cyber defense mindset is always human oriented. When we protect ourselves. I'm a defender, so you are also a defender. I will protect you, then you have to also protect me back wherever you are. AI is not going to think like that for us. It's not going to look into any situation like that. Never way. We can move from firewalls to AI with ethics-powered defense, which actually puts AI on a lower percentage of actually operating within our defense system. We are not saying we don't want artificial intelligence in all of this role play, but we have to minimize what it can do, because if we give AI the power to make the decisions, then things can go south. Now, the last part is saying that our defender is the strongest shield. And that defender is you, and that defender is me. We are the strongest shield in this, and we are the only ones that can actually protect ourselves by ourselves. Thank you.